From the Commodore 64 in the 1980s to the PlayStation 2 in the 2000s, the legendary comic book character Judge Dredd was represented in the world of video games. From platformers to first-person shooters, pinball games and even an abandoned arcade game, Judge Dredd's presence was felt. After a few barren years, the 2011 movie reboot inspired an accompanying mobile game, which we will look at today and ask, is it the best Dredd game?
Stun shot.
We are going to be looking at the mobile game Judge Dredd vs Zombies. This game was released to help promote the Carl Urban movie reboot, and despite the game having trailers for the movie, links to buy the movie on DVD, the menu screen has Carl Urban Judge Dredd. Despite that, the actual game is based very much in the 2000 AD comic book world of Judge Dredd, at least aesthetically. Story-wise, it doesn't mention anything along those lines. I personally was very pleased with seeing Judge Dredd in his comics accurate outfit in the game. However, it is slightly strange for a licensed movie-based game to have absolutely nothing to do with the plot of the movie. However, it does not affect your enjoyment of the game one bit. The style of the game is a top-down shooter. It's very simple and it's very easy to play. It's very fast-paced, and the idea is for you to keep your lore meter that you can see up in the top left corner of the game screen, is to stop that from running out, and the way you do that is by collecting the judges' badges and by killing zombies, shooting them right in their zombie faces. It's incredibly fast-paced, and there's so much gore and so many characters on screen at once. It really is incredibly good fun, and if you can complete the level without ever letting your lore meter run out, you'll finish with a commendation and a judge's badge, and you'll get a higher score. There are times in the game when the screen is just awash with exploding green gunk from inside these zombies, and it really is like you're reading a particularly good issue of 2000 AD with just viscera and bodies, bullets. Dredd throws in the occasional quip. The game has a really useful auto-targeting system that works perfectly. It's basically idiot-proof. You essentially point Dredd in the right direction, press fire, and he'll take care of the rest. If there's one of the exploding zombies stood, otherwise known as fatties, if you're a 2000 AD reader, but if there's one of those guys in the middle of some of the normal zombies, Dredd will probably aim for the exploding one and take out a few zombies in one bullet, because Dredd is smart like that. The game was released under the freemium model. Essentially, that means you download the game for free and they make their money off you through in-game advertising and in-app purchases, the dreaded, pun intended, in-app purchases. This game gives you the ability to upgrade your gun, your magazine size, and the various health perks that you can load up for that particular level. However, these cost real world money. You can earn points within the game itself, but it is bloody difficult. There are 30 levels on this game, and it's a point of pride of mine that I've completed all 30 of them with commendation. I would not have been able to do this even in the last 10 years of playing the game if I had not bought a few upgrades and given myself a few points. However, that does not mean that you can't enjoy the game for free. Perhaps I'm just awful at games. In fact, I know I'm not very good at games. So you might be able to get through this whole thing without spending a single one of your real world credits. I personally have been playing this game for over 10 years now, and it comes with me every time I upgrade my phone. It is still available on the Play Store, and at the time of recording this video has been downloaded over 1 million times and has an average review rating, I think, of 4.7, which is incredibly good. Now, is it the best Dredd game ever made? I don't know. Let's be honest, there isn't much competition. The PlayStation 2 Judge Dredd game, in my opinion, was excellent. The one on the PlayStation 1, if you didn't have a light gun, it wasn't so much fun. The Commodore 64 one's quite of its time, shall we say. The Sega Mega Drive one was not too bad, nothing special. There's something about this mobile game. There's something about the gore, the violence, the sheer shoot-em-up mayhem that I just think suits Dredd so well. And it's just the epitome of a hyper-casual game. Every cigarette break at work for over 10 years, every time I've been a passenger in a car, it's quite likely that I've had this game on and been playing it. There's not an in-depth story, there's not character development, there's none of that. But there isn't supposed to be. This is the absolutely... If you are a fan of 2000 AD and Judge Dredd, and you need 10 minutes to kill at a bus stop or, like I said, at work on a break, there is nothing better than this, in my opinion. It's super easy to play, it's smooth, it's fun, it's really nice to look at. And there are times, I said earlier, when you've gone on a massive shooting spree, a huge combo, and it slows down to slow motion, and it's just bodies exploding everywhere, green blood plastered everywhere. It is immense. It's so much fun. And I think one of the reasons I should probably disclose that I love it so much is it reminds me very, very much of one of my all-time favourite games from back when I was a kid, which is the game Loaded. And in this weird circular world that we live in, one of the things that drew me to the game Loaded in the first place was the fact that the front cover, the style of art, reminded me so much of what I would see in 2000 AD. I absolutely adored the game Loaded and its sequel, and I think they are considered to be classics. And I think Judge Dredd vs Zombies is a beautiful continuation of that style of game. It's still available, as I say, on the Play Store. It's also available as an APK file from various websites. It was originally released on on Apple. As I'm not an Apple user, I can't tell you if it's still on the Apple Store. If I'm entirely honest, I haven't bothered to look. But if you're an Apple user, let me know if you can still get hold of it. And if you've never played it before, you are in for a treat. It can be frustrating at times. It can be difficult at times, getting through the levels without taking a single bit of damage or letting your lore meter run out. But the feelings of satisfaction when there's just bits of zombies flying everywhere, it's wonderful. Get it downloaded. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you have been, thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye!